Hello YouTube land, it's Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. Today is Thursday, February 20th, I think. It's been about a week since I've been on, so I figured I'd get on here and show you what I've been up to. But before I do that, I want to thank everyone who has sent out prayers and who has reached out inquiring about my little guy Oscar. I wanted to say thank you, and he's doing very, very well. We went to see the surgeon last week, and it turns out he's going to be living with his crooked paw. There's no need for surgery. All the tests that they've done reveal that the tendon is not being pulled on as initially thought. But the licking is more of a comfort thing for him. And the vet said that dogs are just like babies in the sense that when they find something soothing, they will just go to town. And that's what Oscar's doing. Sort of like a baby and a soother. The babies find that soothing, so they suckle all the time. And dogs are no different. So, but what the problem is the excessive licking will cause another yeast infection. So we need to try to minimize that. So the surgeon suggested that we distract him when we see the excessive licking. We need to distract him with a toy. And Oscar is very, very toy driven. So that's not an issue at all. So when we see it, we give him a toy and it takes his mind off of it and he stops. But then I started thinking, well, what about when we're not home? You know, he's just going to go to town. So I got one of my shorty socks and I slipped it over his leg. And it works, and he's not interested in licking his leg, but he's also not interested in walking around with a sock on. He's like walking around with 3 legs. He doesn't want to, you know, it's odd on his leg. So then I had to put my thinking cap on. And I thought, well, I crochet. I'll just crochet him a little sleeve. And that's what I did. Here, I'll leave you a little picture of him wearing his little sleeve. He doesn't wear it all the time, only when I'm not around or someone is not around to correct him the excessiveness. So he's got a little sleeve. I'll make him a bunch of different colored ones until he breaks the habit, you know? So I thank everyone for inquiring about him. He is doing fine, and I'm grateful that no surgery is needed. Okay, now what have I been up to? The first thing I'm going to show you is a while ago, Rosina from Zeens Roger, I think you all know her, but if you don't, I'll leave a link. She's got a podcast, but she is also a famous crochet designer. She's awesome. I've done a couple of her things. I don't know if you guys remember me doing the granny cowl. Oh my God, so addictive. Actually, I'll leave a link for that down below too, because it's a fabulous pattern. Anyway, Rosina is friends with Claudia. And I don't think Rosina knows I'm alive, but I am friends with Claudia. I love Claudia from Crochet Luna. And I noticed that Rosina issued out a pattern and named it Claudia. So I had to do it. I got it right away, and this is it. This is the Claudia cowl. It is a great pattern. I enjoyed it. I actually did this down in Nassau. I did amend it a little bit, and I'll tell you what I did. And I'm gonna have to do this again, only because, see, she used a solid color. I did not. My mistake, because you can't see the pattern. The pattern in here is fabulous, but you can't see it because of the yarn. Look. So now I really, really want to make a solid color one. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is all I brought down to Nassau. Anyway, it is light and airy because you use fingering weight. That's why I took a little longer. Fingering weight yarn, and this yarn is Sweet Georgia, which I believe is Canadian, just saying, in their Tough Love sock. Sorry, it's a little mangled. Sweet Georgia yarns, and then the color is Fauna. It is so light, it's like not wearing anything, but it just gives you a itty bitty bit of warmth, right? Anyway, let's, okay, so it's basically, you crochet it flat and then you seam it. What I did, she has, so both ends are supposed to have this ribbing, and you do it after the fact, I left off the bottom ribbing. I was not in the mindset, the way, sorry, my hair. The way you do this ribbing is you chain up and then work down, and then you slip stitch 2 and then chain up or work up again and then down and so on and so forth. But it's using fingering weight and using a, I think it was a 3.5 or 3.5 hook, just tiny. Anyway, I am so pleased. I love this yarn too. This yarn is amazing. It is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. In this skein, you get 425 yards. You saw, I did not need to use all of it anyway. It's only like maybe 1/3 of it. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm so pleased with it. I am definitely gonna try this, but in a solid color. But I had to do it because it was named after Claudia. Anyway, the pattern is written very, very well. I love it. Now, I can't remember if it was a paid for pattern or not, but I'll leave the link down below. Give it a try. She's awesome. I love watching her, and I love her patterns. So I made that, and I will definitely be making another one. So I made that. Now, I also crocheted a sweater. Now, I'm gonna try this with editing skills. So, voila! I crocheted a sweater. I did not use a pattern, and I'm going to stand up and show you, and then I'm gonna do the editing thing again, and then we'll talk about the sweater. So, this is another crop sweater. Here's the sweater. Sorry about Zeus. Anyway, I crocheted this. Now we're gonna do that editing thing again. Okay. I hope this works. Anyway, I created a sweater. I had a lot of, I still have a lot of this, a lot. The Tencel soft worsted, and this color is Forest Floor. It's a number 4 worsted, 100% acrylic, that I got from Spinrite. I love this yarn. But in this particular case, it came up a little on the, I think I used too small a hook. I believe I used a 5mm, and it came very dense. So I used that, and then I also used some of this Hirschner's worsted weight yarn in the color True Gold that Billy sent me when she made me my sweater. So I put it in, I just put one band in. Now let's talk about the sweater. Did not use a pattern. I just did top down raglan. The reason I wanted this sweater is I have a pair of overalls that I garden in, and spring is coming soon. I'm going to be wearing the overalls, but I always find that, I mean, I get chilled, and you can't really wear, well, I guess you can wear a coat, but it's cumbersome. So I like to wear sweaters. But the sweaters, I find, they go down way too long, and I can't tuck them into my overalls to bring the overalls on the outside. So I made myself a crop gardening sweater. Yes, I love it. I think it's perfect. So this will go just below where the overall part starts, and then I just overall it for my gardening. This will match the other gardening sweater that I made last year or the year before. Anyway, yes, that's all it is. I just created it because I've made the raglan. I'm gonna leave a link for Claire at Bob Wilson 123. She's the one who taught me how to, well, she didn't teach me. She put out a video, and I learned from Claire how to make these. I did make alterations, but you know, I use her pattern as a base, and then I play with it. So yes, this is all half double crochet, and then I just put in the yellow stripe, literally all. Then I made it crop so that it fits just like I said where the overall starts to go up. Made the cuffs a little tighter, so that I like my cuffs tight. But anyway, the only thing that I'm not pleased with is there is a bit of a seam in the back. So sometimes you can hide the seam, like if you want seams here, you can hide it like that way, make it a design feature, or here. I decided to do in the back. Now, let's talk about this. So if you see at the top there, here, this was chain 2, and that counted as a stitch. But I think that that creates too much of a ridge. But then down here, what I decided to do was chain 1 and then turn. So this actually wasn't done in the round. It was turn, and you go all the way that way. You get to there, you chain 1, and then you go back that way. I think it creates a neater line. So if you're gonna have a line, make it a neater one. So I don't know if you can tell the difference. This was done the traditional way, and this was done where you chain 1 and you turn. So you're actually not going around. You're kind of going from here around, then chain 1, and then you go around that way. Then chain 1 and you go around that way. I think it's a nice, oh, what is on here? I think it's a nicer line. Very straight, not crooked, where I think this was starting to go crooked. Anyway, I loved it. I came up with that. I'm sure somebody else has done it before, positive. I mean, I'm not that inventive. And yeah, and so I also left this more open because I like to wear tank tops underneath anyway, in case I get hot. It's easier to take it off and on. Anyway, and this was just front post, back post, 2 front post, 2 back post, just to give it a little design. So I made that. Very, very pleased. It's gonna be a very warm sweater, and I like to wear the dark green for gardening because it gets messy. So I made that. So look at that. In a couple of weeks, I've knitted a sweater and I've crocheted a sweater. And what else did I do? Okay, I've also finished the Floral Enchantment throw. If you watched my last video, oh, come on. If you watched my last video, you'll know that Hirschner's sent me an Afghan kit or a throw kit. And just out of the blue. And I'm like, oh, I have to work on it. And I was addicted. It's a 2-row, I mean, I think it takes like 4 rows to set up. And then after that, it's a 2-row repeat. So addictive, so quick, really, really nice. Now let's talk about it. Okay, I finished it. Look at this. I love it so much. Now, this is where the dilemma comes into play. So when you look at it, it's a little on the puffy side. So these are like 7 double crochet together. So I don't know if I can show you. It's a little on the puffy side, the stitches. So I looked at it, and if you stretch it out and block it, the puffies come out. So if I was gonna give this away, I might block it, but I'm not going to because I am keeping this one for myself. This is a perfect size for me. You know what, I didn't measure mine. I didn't measure, what does it say here? Oh, it says here 41 by 58. 41 inches by 58 inches. So I actually didn't measure it, so I don't know if mine's the same way. But it's a perfect size for cuddling up for me. I love it so much. I was so addicted to it. I couldn't stop making it. It really, honestly, I think it took me maybe 6 or 8 rows, and then I memorized the pattern. Didn't have to even look at the pattern. It awesome, awesome, awesome. Now I know it looks like an old-fashioned kind of pattern. I'm sure a lot of you have done it already, but like I haven't been crocheting for that long. So to me, this is all new and exciting. I loved it. Loved it so much. And I really liked the color combinations that they put together. Really, really liked it. I have not put the tag on yet. To be honest with you, I completely forgot about it. But I will be, because this will be mine. Loved it so much. I even wove in all the ends. You gotta understand that every every 2 rows there's an added color, so there's a lot of ends, but I even did that. Anyway, I love it so much. Now the yarn, this is how much I have left. You know, when you get these kits, you're always kind of concerned that, will I have enough yarn? What if I don't? My goodness, what am I going to do? I'm going to be so far into the project and not have enough yarn. But look at all this yarn. And there was actually 2 full skeins extra. These are all the ends, and then 2 full skeins. I'm like, what? Anyway, I see with this a Just Feel Festive shawl. Oh, let's talk about the yarn. So the yarn is the Hirschner's 2-ply Afghan yarn. And it is 100% acrylic, and each ball is 220 yards or 201 meters, 2 ounces, 56 grams. Anyway, I loved it. I really loved it. And it was funny, I can't even remember, one of the ones did not feel as soft in the beginning, but once I started working on it, I couldn't tell which one it was. They all felt really, really good. I must say though, they say it's a 2, and seems a little thicker than a 2, just slight. So I would say it's a light 3. But that being said, I'm no pro, so I don't know. I loved it. I loved everything. It was great. And initially I was afraid, oh my God, a 2. But you're holding double. You're holding, because the way that they have you, the way the pattern has you changing colors to create that gradiency, you drop one color and add another, the next color. So you need 2. You need to hold 2. I loved it. I loved it so much. And the great thing, I found this out right away. The great thing about this is, look at that. Every skein is a center pull. You see that? Center pull. I love it. I love it. No digging around in there and getting with the, you know, getting it, pulling out a yarn barf. This is fantastic. They thought of everything. I wish they'd put the designer's name, but you know, hey, I am beyond thrilled with this. And you know, my husband was asking me, who are you going to give it to? I'm like, I really should give it to somebody because I have so many blankets, but I love this. Look at that. Oh, I love it so much. So thank you again, Hirschner's. This was great. And actually, I looked it up, and last week when I looked it up, this was on sale for $30. In my opinion, that's an amazing deal. You got a throw. So it's not an Afghan, it's a throw. So it's like you put it on the couch or something, just enough to cover yourself up. Well, enough for me to get covered up. And you get like, I think it was 20 or 21 balls of yarn and the pattern. That's a great deal. And it's acrylic. You just throw it in the wash. And I'm sure it's going to get even softer. Although this is pretty darn soft. Worked up. It feels good. Feels like an Afghan. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Now, I'm tempted to go and look at other Afghan kits because this was such a good deal. And they're easy to follow. The instructions, like, I mean, 2 pages. It's a 2-row repeat. And thinking maybe I'll go and get another one. But I'm on such a spending freeze, it's not even funny. So I don't know, we'll see. Okay, that's all I have done. Now I'm gonna show you some stuff that I received. First of all, I got a lovely card from a friend named Cindy. I don't know if she intended this to be a birthday card, but I got a birthday card. Cindy, my birthday's in November, but I don't care. The note that you wrote in here is so touching and so lovely. And there's 3 dogs and a cat on here. Come on. So thank you, Cindy. That was very sweet of you. I loved it. Thank you. Just the message alone was just... and then I went to the mailbox the other day, and I've done swaps with Lisa from Happytohook Creations, and I love her so much. I wish, honestly, I wish that she would do more videos. Her and her daughter Amanda used to do it together, and they used to put out so much more, but I get it. Life gets in the way. I understand, Lisa, but I just love watching her so much. Anyway, she sent me this gift, and first of all, there's a little card. And she basically said she was in an estate sale and saw this and thought of me. Well, just that she thought of me makes me feel so special. But wait until you see what she got me. She got me Elvis magazines from the 70s, and they're in mint condition. And not only that, this one, I believe it's this one, I haven't had one of these since I was like in grade 6. But when you know the magazines, I'm so excited. I'm like a little kid. It's got a poster of Elvis. Oh my God, I've not had a poster since I was like in grade 6 or 7. How fabulous is that? I loved everything. So I actually had one whole day of no crocheting or knitting because I was busy reading these magazines. I loved it so much. Look at them all. Look at 2, 3, 4, 5 magazines. Oh my God. But not only that, some of these magazines are not just about Elvis. There's like, hello, Linda Carter. Come on, that's a straight up, or Andy Gibb. Look at Andy Gibb. Oh, this is so wonderful. I loved it. I love it, love it, love it. I will cherish this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa. You know me so well, and I loved it. And it's funny because you thought of me, and I was in a store and I saw something, and I'm making you something. I just am struggling a little bit with it, and I hope you don't think it's freaky or creepy, but you have to wait a little bit. Anyway, thank you again, Lisa. That was so lovely. I loved it. I felt like a kid again. The other thing that I got yesterday, so I go to the mailbox and there's this package there from Billy, and I'm going, Billy, what did that woman do now? Like, she's always like just surprising me, and she's spoiling me rotten. Billy the Crafty Floridian. So I open it up and I look in the card, and well, you gotta see the card. Oh my God, this makes me sad that I can't wear these anymore, but look at that. It's a stiletto made out of flowers. It should just say Debbie right over the whole thing. That is me to a T. Well, it used to be me. But anyway, so open it up, read it, and it is from Billy with her beautiful, beautiful handwriting. You guys see that? Look how wonderful that is. Turns out she made me a bag, but she did it upon request from Rose. Rose Likes Crochet. And I'm like, what? Like, okay, I already cried. I'm not gonna cry again, but I feel like crying because I'm touched. I got a Billy bag. Look at the size of this thing. I love it, love it, love it so much. Or as Zelda says, I love it a lot, love it a lot. Actually, I don't know if she says it that way. Sorry, Zelda. Anyway, it's got the drawstring. It's got the wooden beads, and it has a stitch marker with 5 on it. I love it, love it. And then it's got a very sturdy handle, okay, and it's lined, boxed bottom, it's lined with red. This bag could not be more Debbie if you tried. Oh, and she's got her little label on there. Look at that. I am so touched by this. I can't even tell you. It's just, there's so many aspects of this that just kind of fit together to make my day. And believe me, this week has been a bit of a hard week. And I needed this tremendously. In the last, my husband and I have had some conversations, and we've had a lot of bad news in the last week or so. And news that kind of makes you feel mortal, and you kind of come to the realization, I don't want to be mushy or anything, you kind of come to the realization that we're in the last quarter of our lives, like really. So we're in the midst of doing a lot of changes to our lives, you know, selling this place next year and finding a retirement home. And, you know, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, and decisions that, do we take other people into account, or do we just think of ourselves, or, you know, I don't know. It's very, we're just having a little bit of, you know, like some hard conversations are being said. And then, you know, we're in an age now with more and more people in our, you know, surroundings are getting ill, like terminally ill, passing, and it makes you think. It really makes you think. So anyway, I don't want to get crying or anything. That's the heavy week that I've been having, a lot of these heavy thoughts, and this just brightens my day. Like, it's just, I just love it. And I thank you, Billy. Thank you for making it. Rose, thank you for seeing me in this. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I thank you. And Rose, yes, I'm working on your bags. Having a little bit of issues because I put my machine away, and you know, when you put something away for a little while, it's been months since I've sewn, so it's a struggle again. But I will get your package out soon, I hope. Anyway, enough blubbering and whatnot of that. I come on here to be happy, not to be sad, Debbie Downer. Anyway, before I let you go, even though it's, oh my goodness, it's way too long, I apologize. I want to give out some shout outs. I don't do this often. I really want to give shout outs to people that I watch and that I can vouch for. So I have 4 right now. So the first one that is very, very new to me, she's been on the scene for, I would say, about 6 months, but I didn't know about her, and I've binged her now. I think I have a few episodes left to watch, but she's awesome, and I don't know why she doesn't have more followers. Like, she's awesome. Anyway, it's Jennifer from Crafty Bones. She's awesome. I can't tell you anything else. She's awesome. She sews and crochets from what I can see, and she gets some good deals. So if you don't know Crafty Bones, go check her out. I've just binged her. All right, always the issues with the cameras. Okay, the second shout out that I want to give is, I've given her a shout out before. She's had a channel before. She's had 2 channels before. But there, you know, with all the COPA stuff going on, there were some issues. She took down her channels. She's back. And that is Angelia from the Little Zinnia Patch. I will leave a link for all these people down below. I love Angelia. I don't know if it's because she's so awesomely talented. She does it all. She, like, she can crochet, and she makes, you gotta go look at the last video where she showed you the Christmas lights Afghan. Oh, or just go on Instagram or Ravelry. She's posted it in the Block Party Cowl. Oh my God, it's stunning. I know it's not her pattern, but she did it such good justice. It's not even funny. And she's just wonderful to listen to. I love, love, love listening to her. So I'm gonna give Angelia a shout out again because she's had to start from scratch. So she's starting from scratch. So if you know Angelia from before, go and subscribe again. But if you don't know, go give her a look. I think she's only got 2 videos out now, 2 or 3 videos out now, starting from scratch. Then there was a lady named Bonnie that I was introduced to through Chevyrell. Chevyrell gave her a shout out, or she talked about her, and I'm like, oh, let's go check it out. She's primarily knitting. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. She's everything. Everything textile-y. She is awesome. I checked her out and I'm like, she's only got 2 videos out, but I think I've watched the first video like 2 or 3 times. And I shouldn't say watch. I put it in and I just listen. And she sounds absolutely fabulous when you have the headphones on and you're crocheting. I mean, I think I want to use her for going to sleep because she's so soothing. She's one of these people that just, you can feel the muscles relaxing, her voice. But not only that, she has amazing content. And only the 2 videos that she's put out, she's an accomplished textile artist and I don't know if she's a professor or a teacher, and she lives on a farm. Oh my God. Oh, I'm in love with this woman. She is so awesome. And she's all about learning about the generational hand-downs of the arts, the textile arts. Anyway, give her a try. She is like soothing. Her voice is so soothing. I love it so much. You should start reading books. She's sort of like Randi from Randi's Random Ramblings. Well, if you don't know Randi, she also has another channel where she reads her stories, and I just put her on and I just listen. Sometimes the content is not up my alley, but I don't care. I love Randi's voice, so I find her soothing too. Anyway, so that's number 3. And the last one is, okay, so I was on Instagram and I came across this Instagrammer called RR Pritz2, like number 2. And I love her posts. So there are these little boards, and every day she puts an inspirational comment on there, either funny or like, you know, it really gets you to you and you're like, And I find that, okay, I don't go on Instagram every day, but when I do go, hers is the first one I go to and catch up on all her daily posts. So there's not a lot of pictures, like family pictures or crocheting or knitting or anything like that. It's just these posts, and I catch up and like, I just love it so much. So I wanted to give her a shout out, but I didn't know if she would approve. So I sent her a message, said, hey, I wanted to give you a shout out. Would you be okay with that? And she's like, yep. And she goes, I know I haven't posted on a YouTube. YouTube? What do you mean? She goes, well, yeah, I'm Cozy Corner Crochet. I'm like, that's the Rachel that's Cozy Corner Crochet? Like, I never made the connection. I'm going, oh my God, I love your channel, but you haven't posted in forever. Like, I think it's been like 6 or 8 months or something like that. But she's awesome. So I'm gonna leave the link for the Cozy Corner Crochet. She's got a few videos, so you got some catching up to do. I pray that she posts some more. Rachel, you need to post some more. But I'm also going to leave the link for her Instagram account. You need to go just, you know, sign up to her account or whatever, follow her, and just get your daily dose of wisdom. Or, you know, I just love it so much. I look forward to it every day. She's awesome. Love it. Anyway, that's all I have, and I do apologize that I'm over 30 minutes. That's not my thing. But I guess I find I have more to talk about than I think. Anyway, I will be back probably in a week. At least I'm hoping for a week. Oh, and before I let you go, I need to ask everyone to pray for Linda. Linda, just a crochet sister. From what I understand, she's very ill. And we need to all just get the powers working to send out positive vibes and prayers for Linda. Linda, if you're watching, if you're able to watch, I'm so sorry you're going through this, and miss you, and I don't really, you know, I hope you get through this soon. Anyway, now I'm done. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we will talk soon.